If learning is a process, we really need to be able to look at what's happening in that process.
We really use this space to create community, a community of colleagues.
So what do you want help thinking about?
It's essentially the basic inquiry process of defining a question and collecting data and coming up with new understandings along the way.
This is so much different than other professional development opportunities because it gives me a chance to really show other teachers what my students are doing. It's a glimpse into my classroom.
Teachers improve their practice as they understand what their students are doing, how they're thinking. It's a really lovely method of improvement. What we know about teaching is that professional learning is really at the heart of good teaching. And if you look at how teachers spend most of their collaboration time, what's really missing is the time where teachers say, how is this or is this not supporting my students' growth?
In this space, we wanted to slow down the furious planning forward that is such a big part of your work and say, okay, so I'm trying to do some aspect of this. What's happening?
Mills Teacher Scholars is a community university partnership program where we bring expertise from the School of Education out into the community to support teachers who are already well into their practice to improve their practice.
We're using the same protocol that we've used every single time, and it's the protocol to create a thinking space. So what really matters is that you're getting a chance to think.
This year, we specifically wanted to focus on a newcomer teacher group because there's been a huge surge and increase of newcomer students in the Oakland area. Over the past 3 years, the number of newcomer students have doubled. That's in high school, middle school, and elementary. So we're bringing together teachers from all over the district.
Certainly teaching newcomers who arrive with oftentimes a lot of social emotional trauma, obviously very large language needs and need support accessing content and community services. There are just a lot of demands on that classroom teacher. The process that we take teachers through is that we ask them to really zoom in on one particular high leverage instructional activity that they want to get smarter about. And then to ask themselves, how can I make student thinking and learning visible?
From those questions comes problems of practice. By interrogating multiple sources of data and evidence, they derive their own solutions to their problem of practice. And this work is done collaboratively. One of the teachers that we're working with is Jade Talbot, and she's a high school teacher from Castlemont High School, and she works with newcomer students.
My inquiry work is surrounding my warm-up routine. And basically my warm-up focuses on a written reflection piece, so students have time to write in their journals. And then it moves into a pair-shared discussion where students have time to talk to a partner about the warm-up prompt. My goal is to design a warm-up routine that really strategically and effectively prompts individual student reflection through a written piece and also small group discussions. So since the last...
First she has them write and responding to a question, and then she's really trying to get them to have academic interactions and what that means. So sometimes that might just even start with their social emotional disposition. And then in addition to that, what support can she give them to increase their level of interaction and increase their level of talk?
What students were doing was just reading exactly what they wrote in their journals. They feel comfortable talking about what they've written, and then once it goes beyond that, they're kind of stalled. How can I design warm-up routines that will really prompt student engagement?
So once teachers have formulated an inquiry question, they then begin to think about, well, what routine data source can I use to help me answer this question or help me find out more answers?
Jade has chosen to focus on her academic discussions that happen at the beginning of every class. She's chosen to video record those discussions, and she brings those recordings to our monthly inquiry sessions. There are many exciting results of this inquiry work, some of which really are around just creating conditions for teachers to learn together. But we see some very specific exciting results that really dovetail with what the research says about effective teaching. One of the results that we see is that teachers become more aware of who their students are and what they know and how they think. We know that that's really important in effective teaching.
We feel that the inquiry work is a really powerful tool for teachers. They're really internalizing this idea of taking a questioning stance in the classroom, that they might not have all the answers, but they know how to begin finding the answers.
The inquiry sessions are really a great opportunity to come forward with all of these questions, but also to celebrate the success of our students. So I'm excited to go to the next inquiry session and share my excitement with the other teachers about how engaged my students were today.